Welcome back to San Diego. I'm Mark Halperin here with the chairman of the Republican National Committee, about to be reelected, unchallenged for chair. Why is nobody running against you, Reince Priebus?
I don't know. There's a guy named Reince Priebus from Kenosha. Might be a hard guy to beat. I have no idea. But, I think we did pretty well in the midterm. The things that we've talked about are actually starting to work. And what I would tell people, about our party is that we're starting to get our act together as a national party. We've got a ways to go. Yeah. Midterms don't mean we're going to be great in the presidential, but it means that we're starting to get things right.
Why is the news today Joni Ernst is being chosen to give the Republican response to the President's State of the Union address? Why is she the right choice for your party?
I think that obviously, first female combat veteran in the Senate, and obviously I think a new face in our party. And I think it's important for us to actually start promoting different people, different backgrounds, different, everything in our party, obviously, and that's part of it.
One role chairs have played in the past in both parties sometimes is to enforce President Reagan's 11th commandment.
Yeah.
Shall not speak ill of another person in the party. So already amongst your potential presidential candidates, Rick Santorum called Ted Cruz and Rand Paul bomb throwers. Rand Paul said a third Romney presidential run would be insanity and said it was yesterday's news. And Marco Rubio said Rand Paul is a chief cheerleader for Obama foreign policy. As chair, do you think those violate the 11th commandment? And do you plan to play the role of privately or publicly saying to people, don't talk trash about the other candidates?
Well, I think, differentiating each other, is one thing. But, talking trash, taking cheap shots, no, certainly. I don't think we should be doing that.
Do those fit your definition? Chief cheerleader for Obama foreign policy? Is that a cheap shot or a policy differential?
I don't know if it's all that bad.
So you're fine with all those?
You know what? I think, these are big boys and girls that are involved at this lot. I think it's going to take quite a bit.
So where's the Chairman Priebus line? What do they have to do?
Well, I have to figure it out. It's probably...
Mofo? What would it be?
Well, I don't know what it is, Mark, but I know it when I hear it.
All right, but none of those cross the line.
I don't think so.
You're good so far.
It's all right.
All right. So you said the other day in an interview you thought, in the context of running against Hillary Clinton, that bringing up the Monica Lewinsky impeachment issue was kind of an old issue. You seem to suggest...
I think so. I think it's a little old.
What about things like Hillary Clinton's cattle future trades or her record at the Rose Law Firm? Is that also old?
Sure. I think if there's new revelations, that I don't know what they are right now, but I think there's new things that come up and new evidence and new questions. Sure, I think it's all fair game. I think
about her cattle future trades? You familiar with that?
I'm not.
Okay. I may be helping your opposition researchers get on something.
Listen, we're writing a Hillary Clinton book now. We've got a research team that is in Little Rock. So we're not going to be shy about what we're doing.
How many people do you have in Little Rock?
I think we're sending 2 or 3. So
2 or 3. So are they setting up residency there?
I'm not sure of all that yet, Mark, but we're going to be active. We're going to get whatever we have to in order to share with the American people the truth about Hillary and Bill Clinton.
Yeah. And when you've talked about President Clinton, when you say new stuff about him, what are you talking about? His business dealings or
other things? Sure, anything. Business dealings, travels, whatever it might be that would be important for the American people to know about Bill and Hillary Clinton that isn't clearly, old and stale stuff that we already know and have taken notice of, I think is fair game. I can't tell you what it is, Mark. I'm not hiding anything from you. I'm just telling you, I'm not going to be a chairman that's going to sit here and say we're not going to talk about anything other than, fair trade with China, fracking, and clean coal.
So we're
going to talk about
against old and stale. What about personal? What about things from their personal lives? Are those fair game?
It depends what it is.
Well, things about their personal.
I don't know. It depends what it is. If it's
nothing to do with their relationship with public policy or potential illegality. Is that fair game?
Probably not, but again, it depends what it is. We're going to have to see what it is, and if it's something that's clearly egregious and something that most people would, give a pretty big frown to, I think it's fair game.
Okay. So a few cycles ago...
we're playing this hypothetical game.
I know. We'll have you back when there's some real stuff. When the guys come back and gals come back from Little Rock.
Yeah.
A few years ago, cycles ago, the conventional wisdom was it's better to have your convention later in the cycle. You all have made the decision better to have it earlier. You announced yesterday in July. I see the advantages of going early. I do. But are you taking any risks by having an early convention? Say you go in July and the Democrats go in early September. Is there a potential downside to that for you?
Well, everything has a risk. Every choice is risky, but I just happen to believe that going early, getting on with the general election sooner, allowing our candidates to capture general money sooner rather than later, I think is a no-brainer for us. The Democrats have a different choice to make. If we have, 7, 8, or 9 serious candidates running, and our candidate finishes broke at the end of March or April, I need to get them as fast as I can onto the general election money, and that person won't be able to get a nickel of that money until they get nominated on the floor of the convention. If the Democrats don't have a primary or a very limited primary, then, you know, they're going to have the primary bucket full in March and April when our candidate's going to be broke. So obviously, I think for me, it's a smart decision.
Biggest news in Republican politics in the last week is Mitt Romney getting the race. Just one sentence because we're running out of time.
I love it.
What is your sense of the reaction amongst Republicans here at the meeting to Governor Romney's word that he might run?
Interested.
Interested. Not even one sentence, one word.
Yeah, one word.
You're chairman of economy. Packers will win despite being underdogs?
We have, the nice thing about Sunday is I don't feel like there's a ton of pressure on the Packers, so I think they're going to surprise.
Chairman Reince Priebus, congratulations about to be reelected to another term.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate you.